The grandpas are in Lisbon, capital of Portugal. Life can get crazy and chaotic at times, so if you'd like a little fun, come along and join us on our travels. That's what we're all about.
We were excited to arrive in Lisbon from Lagos. We arrived at the beautiful Garda Oriente train station. Shout out to one of my favorite architects, Santiago Calatrava, who designed it for the 1998 World's Fair.
On the way to our flat, the iconic Trolley 28 seemed to be leading the way. Was that a positive sign for things to come? We don't typically show the flats where we stay on our videos, but this flat was so beautiful and it had a view of Lisbon that was fantastic. We thought you might like to see it.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Lisbon, or as the locals say, Lisboa.
Yeah, we just arrived today and we have, what about four or 5 days?
5 nights, yeah. We have a good amount of time here to explore. As you can see behind us, it is a beautiful city with incredible views and a lot of hills too.
Yeah, I'll get my steps in on these hills.
Oh, you betcha you will get our exercise, and also probably use a lot of Ubers or taxis along the way.
All right, so are you ready? Let's explore Lisboa.
And no visit to Lisbon would be complete without a visit to the iconic Pink Street. What was formerly we'll call it a red light district, has been transformed into a bustling community, and we wore our pink shirts to celebrate.
We wonder if you look wrong.
And if colorful umbrellas are not your fashion, how about some colorful boas? The Pink Street district is now a lively spot for bars, dancing clubs, and some strip clubs.
Our next stop was at the incredible Mercado da Ribeira, and do not mock my attempt to roll my R's.
Time Out Market is a huge hall filled with all sorts of dining opportunities.
And here we've entered the traditional market, and it has everything from florists, to a whole bunch of goodies. And we just have to go explore and find out what those are. Right, Grandpa Bobby?
You got it.
Well, as my luck would have it, I don't have to cook tonight because the store, she's closed.
Well, we couldn't come to the market and not purchase something. I mean, we didn't want to insult the great people of Lisboa by not buying some of their fabulous goodies.
After eating 2 rather large pastries, we decided to walk them off by going along the Rua Augusta. Some folks call this pedestrian walkway the beating heart of Lisboa. We thought it would be a great way to prepare for tonight's meal.
Sometimes the best dining experiences are at small local places, and this was a small family-owned restaurant that our host recommended. And yes, Grandpa Scott even ate fish.
What really made it special was that we got to meet the mother, the daughter, and the son who owned this wonderful little restaurant. It was great. The next morning we got up and our tour guide David drove us to Sintra. That adventure will be dropped on our channel next week.
Good morning, or bom dia, as they say here in Lisbon, Portugal. We're here at the Castelo de San Jorge, or St. George's Castle, high atop the hill in Lisbon, Portugal.
And Grandpa took all the script, so I have nothing to say.
Aw, just be pretty.
That I can do.
The Castle of St. George is located on the highest hill overlooking Lisbon. There has been a fortification here since ancient Phoenician times. What we see here dates from the Moorish period.
One must be prepared for a lot of stairs. It is an old castle after all.
These are classic castle crenellations where guys with arrows could hide behind them and then come out and shoot at the enemy.
I really like the fact that you could walk along the parapet and get some great views from the castle. It was a very hot day and the breeze felt so good.
The famous castle peacocks were strutting their stuff on the grounds all around the castle and gave Grandpa Scott a run for his money.
Well, all that may be true, but can a peacock hold a camera and wave?
The castle provides an amazing view looking out over Lisbon and the Rio Tejo, also known as the Tagus River.
It was also a great place to meet Luis, a new subscriber who was in Lisbon celebrating his birthday. And this is Grandpa Bobby scouting out our next adventure.
We walked to the famous Elevador de Santa Justa, built in 1902 to connect the Bishop neighborhood with the Barrio Alto. It was designed by a Portuguese apprentice of Gustav Eiffel.
We've had our cerveza, so now we have the energy to hike up to Largo de Carmo. What we're looking at behind me are the ruins of the Convento do Carmo. These are what remained from the 1755 earthquake. They decided to keep the ruins and strengthen them as kind of a monument to that earthquake.
Whether you decide to walk up a hill or pay to take the elevator, the views from the observation deck are simply fantastic.
From this vantage point, you can see so much of the city, from the Praça de Dom Pedro IV, which the locals refer to as Rocio, to the Praça de Figueira, the large public square. And then you can see all the way across the city with the red tile roofs leading to the river Rio Tejo.
Okay, all this walking and sightseeing got us a little peckish, so we decided it was time for a wee little snack. Okay, now we've done the shopping,
That's right.
and now we're going to sample these tasty little...
Well, let's tell them what they are.
Well, and watch me blow this. These are the iconic pastry of Portugal,
See?
and we actually bought them here at what store?
They're called, Grandpa just doesn't want to try to screw up the name. They're called pastéis de nata. And they're a cream pastry custard. And we got them from Montegaria, which apparently is the best
The
place to buy them. Now,
Yes.
we've never had them before.
So we're going to see. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Toast.
toast.
Good. Kind of like a cream puff with a crispy shell. But they're very good.
Love the flavoring in them. Have a custard, but there's something else inside of it.
Well, they say that every city has a different version, so I guess it's incumbent upon us to do our duty to taste them in every city we visit.
Yeah.
Joking on the pastry.
A little flake cut down the wrong pipe.
It is a flaky pastry.
But I'm not going to re-record this, okay?
No.
We'll just...
We can't uneat it.
We can't uneat it, because once you do this, you can't go back. But I do love it, and it was just a little flake that went down, and like Grandpa Bobby says, we owe it to you to try these in
That's right.
every city.
And let you know the brutal, honest truth.
Yeah, brutally honest. That's us, right?
You got it. Enjoy.
And even after eating all those pastries, we still finished day 3 with this incredible meal.
On day 4, our tour guide David took us on an adventure to the city of Óbidos and beyond, and we'll have all of that in future videos. And what better way to start off our last day in Lisbon than riding the iconic trolley number 28. All aboard!
We got up rather early to catch the trolley because during peak season it can get crowded and there can be long lines. It's fun to go up and down all the hills and take those curvy bends in the streets. Oh yeah, and it can get a tad noisy. But that's the charm of it all. And yeah, it's not like bungee jumping or jumping out of an airplane or even zip lining. You know what? It's just a fun ride. And sometimes that's just perfectly all right. Fun.
And the fun continues as we walked the entire length of the main drag, called the Rua Augusta, starting from the Praia Dom Pedro IV and going all the way to the Praia de Comércio, the main open plaza that fronts the Rio Tejo.
The Arch of Triumph marks the beginning of the Parque de Comércio, the giant square that faces the water. Well, we've made it. We are finally at the bottom of the hill, and we're at the Parque de Comércio. I know I have slaughtered that phrase. I'm sorry to all our Portuguese friends, but this is the central giant plaza that faces the water. It is huge, and it's a great place for people watching.
We also met 2 fellow travelers who came from the Netherlands. We talked a while and they became subscribers to the channel.
We walked the Rua Augusta from the top of the hill all the way down to the waterfront through the arch.
There's just something very special about a big city when it hugs the banks of an incredibly beautiful river.
And no visit to Lisbon would be complete without stopping to see the Monument to Discoveries. Created as a temporary exhibit to the Portuguese World Exhibition in 1940, it was loved so much that a permanent replica was completed in 1960 to mark the 500th anniversary of the death of Prince Henry the Navigator. The monument shows 33 prominent adventurers. And we wanted to visit the famous Belém Tower, which was a fortification used as the prominent gateway to Lisbon, but it was covered in scaffolding when we visited.
It was our last evening in Lisbon, so we slowed down a bit, sat on the bank, and watched the waters gently flow by, thinking how wonderful life had been to us.
Good morning, it's Grandpa Bobby.
Grandpa Scott.
And we have just boarded our train from Lisboa, heading on to Porto.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's going to be, 6 days?
5 or 6 days. I lose track at this point.
Yeah, so a whole lot of new adventures, guys.
So hang in there with us.